Coming up on Zestology today, we compile a list of top 5 supplements. I'm not that strict on the number. It might actually end up being 6 or 7. But if you're into supplements, if you're into optimizing, if you're into feeling your best, and you don't mind taking some natural supplements to help you get there, you will enjoy today's podcast. Hi, I'm Tony. I'm an author, presenter at Sky Sports, and years ago I went to the jungle and got ill. Very ill. So this is my podcast adventure to find more energy. It's packed with biohacking, science, health tech, supplements, and some of the most well-known experts on the planet.
This is something I spent 4 months of my life doing with electrodes glued to my head so that you can do a lifetime worth of meditation.
Decide what you don't give a fuck about, which is something you don't care about.
Some of it gets quite out there.
I had some stem cells sent up to my house that I had stored, and then I injected myself with mannitol.
And we even hack hangovers.
Alcohol is poisonous. So is water and oxygen in the wrong dosage.
So that's my podcast, Zestology. Live life with energy, vitality, and motivation. Yeah, welcome back to Zestology. Hope you enjoyed last week's podcast recorded live on the scene. From Cyprus, and I feel extremely lucky to have been there, and my HRV levels are still very, very high because my heart rate variability has gone through the roof because it was just so relaxing being away for 11 nights. Just feel so lucky. And one of the great things about a holiday is when you get back, and actually it doesn't need to be Cyprus. I feel very lucky to be in Cyprus, but you know, we went to the Peak District in May and I felt the same way after that as well. You get back home and everything at home feels better as well. So feel very lucky to have gone away and feel energized to be back as well. And this podcast is all about energy. And I have said to Faith over the last few days, I've said, you know what? I always want to be someone who's taking a lot of holidays. We don't have to go far. We can go and stay with the next door neighbour if we want. But I just need that time off. It just suits me. Some people can deal with being workaholics and get through it, I think. And I can't. It's just I just know that it's good for managing my stress to have lots of time off. So that's what I intend to be. Once my son gets to school age, it might be interesting in terms of affording anything more than a camping trip. But if that's what we have to do, that'll be fine. Now, today on Zestology, we compile a list of top 5 supplements. My guests today are Hack My Age host Zora The Explorer and skincare expert Magdalena Groselj. And when I say guests, I was actually on Zora's podcast. I was on Zora's podcast a while back. You may know her because she's already been on Zestology. She is the host of Hack My Age, and I really enjoyed this chat. I've brought you an exclusive excerpt here from this chat that we had, compiling our list of top 5 supplements. I highly recommend Zora's work. She's awesome, and so is Magdalena. Magdalena is an extraordinarily knowledgeable skincare expert and sat in on this podcast, and then we all had a sort of chinwag at the end of it, and you will get to hear all the supplements I take every day. Some recommendations from Zora and Magdalena as well. And this podcast includes a very niche supplement that I take in the evening that not many other people have heard of, but I absolutely love. It's quite niche. I'm often frustrated by how niche it is and how expensive it is. I wish I could find it cheaper elsewhere. But I'll be interested to know what you think of that, and you'll know when I start talking about it. We also look at favourite biohacker devices. So here it is, top 5 supplements featuring Zora and Magdalena on Zestology.
Hello again. Of course, I have a question. You know, my typical question is, because I am a supplement junkie. What is your top 5, top 10, for example? Do you have any protocol, special protocol?
Yeah, I'm a supplement junkie as well. And it's funny, isn't it? Because whilst I'm a supplement junkie, I do honestly think that it is more important to switch off and do less and relax. And do all those other things and the workouts and the meditates. I think they're more important, but I probably spend more time thinking about the supplements. The top 5, yeah, I mean, I think methylation supplements in general have been a massive game changer for me. And I used to be able to take a tiny amount of a methylation supplement without having a massive reaction. So if people are starting from scratch with methylation, going slowly is important because you can definitely have a Herxheimer reaction. But methylation supplements, I would say, were very important. Magnesium, absolute go-to for me. Vitamin C, natural antihistamine. The Toxaprevent is an interesting one because that's obviously a new one. And I always think with supplements, I want somebody to tell me how they feel after about a year of taking it, not 2 weeks. And I've obviously only been taking it for 2 weeks, but I think it's a good one. I think it's worth checking out.
This is the one made of zeolite, you said before.
Made of zeolite. And there's quite a lot of different zeolite supplements out there.
Okay. I have a natural zeolite coming from Serbia because I heard that there are like the most of, most probably clean up kilolites or something like this. And it's very fine powder. I'm not taking lately because I have forgotten a little bit. I'm taking so many different supplements, but now you mentioned, so maybe it would be good to start again. Do you use regularly every day, or maybe just when you take some food which might cause a problem with histamine?
Well, yes, you're right. It is a very hard word to say. Clinoptilolite, I think it is, but that's probably not right. I've been taking it once or twice a day, an hour before food. Mm-hmm. 2 hours away from other supplements because
exactly, of course,
it'll absorb stuff in the body. Take vitamin D, especially in winter. Loads of research around vitamin D and COVID-19 as well, which is fascinating. I put that in the book too. And then what else do I take? I take Oxytec in the evening, which is fantastic, which is a sort of it creates oxygen in the colon and keeps things moving nicely. But it's a good one. It's great. Yeah.
What is it made out of?
It is made out of magnesium. I mean, the essentially ingredient is magnesium, and I'm not really quite sure how it works. And I was recommended it by a practitioner about 5 years ago, who is called Dr. Mark Atkinson. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he runs the Bulletproof Coaching Institute. And he said he'd been taking it pretty much all his life. And I've tried to find other supplements because it's quite expensive, and there's only really one place you can get it. And I've tried to find other supplements that do the same thing, and I can't. So Oxytec, it's worth doing, but it's essentially creates oxygen in the colon. And they say if you've got a virus or you've got an illness, you take a big load of this and it'll flush it out.
That's good to know. I'm going to have all of these supplements, all of everything we talked about, your book, the websites, all this stuff in the show notes, and on my website, as well as a lot of things in the podcast notes. So please, don't go ahead there, and you can find everything about Tony, how to find him. Magdalena, do you have any last other questions before we go?
Yes, maybe what are the devices, biohacker devices, maybe your favorite one? I saw you have an Oura ring, maybe something else as well.
Yeah. The Oura ring, there's a lot of gadgets and devices in the book, actually. Just wondering if I've not got it here, but I've got a great air purifier called an Air Angel, which I did write about in the book. Oh, thanks.
Got the book right here.
An Air Angel, which is made by a company called Hypo Air. And it's a tiny little thing, and it's proven to be so effective at air purifying that it will clear COVID-19 from surfaces in 4 hours. So the research they've done on Hypo Air is absolutely amazing. And the Air Angel, it's a tiny little thing. So that's a great air purifier. I do like that one. And, it's hard to underestimate the effect that bad air can have on us. But, there is another thing. The Germans have this concept known as Luften, which is basically opening a window every 20 minutes. Open a window, then get an Air Angel. I like that one. I also love the Juve infrared light. I've got one of them over there, and I use that quite a lot. And my wife swears by that for skin. And
I use it every night for skin too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I use it not only for skin, but I'm here right with my class as well to make sure I get sleep. So I'm kind of hitting two birds with one stone.
Well, that one that you're holding there, that's not infrared light, is it? It's just near red light. Am I right in saying that? The big Juve is
Yes.
and that one's near.
I'm a nomad. I'm supposed to be a nomad, so this is all I could do right now. But it does the job as needed. But yeah, getting the big panels would be a dream if I have a home one day.
Just interrupting this podcast for one moment to remind you that this week it is brought to you by my podcast partner, Inside Tracker. This is an ultra-personalised performance system that analyses data from all sorts of different places, and it is just what the biohacking and wellness world has been waiting for. I'm so impressed with what they've done with Inside Tracker. You can firstly do blood tests at home, and I think that's really important. And sometimes tests are either A, very expensive, or B, just a real nightmare to do at home. It's just far too complicated. Dare I say it, it's a bit of a faff. And you can do these blood tests very easily, and they just upload them to the portal, either online or on the app. And then you can upload your DNA, your lifestyle, your fitness tracker. You can sync that up as well. So every day you're getting more information into Inside Tracker, and you can track whatever you want, really. There's a big diet component to Inside Tracker too, which I think is so important. I'm wholeheartedly on board with the concept of fuel and diet and how it fuels the body. And obviously I wrote quite a bit about that in my book, When Life is a Bit Meh, You Need Energy. My results have thrown up some stuff that I've definitely made changes on. I've already spoken about how one of my blood markers came back well outside range, and I'm working on that. I'm looking forward to getting that tested again with Inside Tracker. And if you want to do the same thing, you can go to insidetracker.com/zestology. You'll get the discount of 25% off on that. And that is at insidetracker.com/zestology. If you're a biohacker, you need to be tracking your hacking. Back to the show. I mean, since you are both age experts, I'm quite interested in this actually, because I've noticed that there's a couple of slightly red patches on my face that I'm quite interested in hacking. And one of the things that my wife is swearing by is this moisturizer with, is it NMN in it?
Yeah. It could possibly be.
Yeah.
I mean, she loves that. So maybe I need to try that. Have you got any other hacks?
Spermidine in your cream. We're the total spermidine queens. And Magdalena was the one. So Magdalena is the skin expert here. So and just look at her skin. So she's amazing. And she's been in this industry for most of her life. And she's been taking spermidine. So it occurred to her, why wouldn't we put this in our cream? So she took a mask that she wore at night, put it in the mask. I mean, you described, Magdalena, better than me what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Very simple. Just open the capsule and mix the powder with the cream, night cream, and that's it. It's a little bit dirty, but who cares, because in the morning your skin is like new, and I think somebody who will put it into the cream and launch the product could be very wealthy tomorrow because it works. And you must have these supplements, Permidine. If you don't know it by now, it's something I think like number one, right, Zora? I think this is the most famous supplement in last half a year, I would say. Yeah. It was not known before here, only in Japan, I would say. But now it's coming to Europe, to the States, and that's something I think everybody should take because it's causing autophagy. And that's something what I think everybody has to take care of to get rid of these senescent cells. So you don't have to follow intermittent fasting or fasting in general. Spermidine could do this job. So it's really a great supplement.
I think I'm always, and I've got some spermidine since
that's great. Yeah.
In the cupboard, waiting to try. I haven't tried it yet. And I think supplements, because some you have a negative reaction to. So until you've tried something, you never know. So I'm going to have to try it, aren't I?
Put it in your cream or mask and wear it at night. See what happens. I don't know.
What about your sleep? Your sleeping pattern? Do you have any problems? Because Permidine is the best to solve sleeping problems, I would say. I was never sleeping a lot, but now it's Permidine. We are really having great results, right? Or even you studying till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you can still get hour and a half or nearly 2 hours of deep and REM sleep. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm going to go off it to test it again, like just to see. I'm dumbfounded by it, and this is the feedback that I get most from everybody else who's been trying it, because we're all like in this one big experiment and we share information, and most people say it's the sleep that they feel is a big impact. Other people say skin, other people hair, other people nails, things like that. And I think they have enough evidence and studies that you can get in touch with these people who are making them to show you that. But ultimately you just try it and see how it works for yourself.
Yeah. So when do you take the spermidine?
I was taking it in the morning and, just taking it for the autophagy because my sleep was fine. But now, because I'm in this new circadian rhythm of shift work, I've been taking it about half an hour before I go to bed, or up until just before, and that's done. And I tried it with magnesium because I thought, I'll like really blast it. I had great sleep, and then I took out the magnesium, and it was still there. And I experimented with 1, 2, 3 capsules, and I don't see a big difference between 1 and 3 capsules. It just seems to somehow work, and it works without the magnesium for me. Some people prefer it with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason I was nervous about it is because I don't eat gluten, and that it is not actually technically gluten-free. But I have spoken to the company Primidine that sent me some, and they said, "Oh, don't worry about it too much. We think it's okay. Obviously, I'm not celiac, so that'll be all right." But that was one of the things I was slightly apprehensive about.
No, It's not a problem, because my partner is also gluten intolerant, but never had a problem till now. We are on spermidine for half a year, and everything is fine.
Wow.
No problem.
Just start slow. Just go 1 capsule at a time.
Yeah. Well, I've got some Alitura face mask, which is a wonderful face mask. And I'm going to, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but the guy who set up Alitura had quite a bad accident.
Yes, I heard about him. Did you do a podcast interview with him yet?
I have, yeah. I've done a few. Yeah, and he'd be great. I mean, if you want me to introduce him to you, he's a lovely bloke. And, he really healed his facial injuries through this clay mask that he invented himself. So that was his first product, and now he's got loads of face products as well. But the clay mask it's amazing, and my face goes. Oh, I've been doing it with apple cider vinegar as well. I don't know if that's a hack that you've tried.
Yes, that would make sense.
My face is like, you take it off, and it's like I wouldn't want to go out in public after having. And it's just brought all the blood to the surface of the skin. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, the apple cider vinegar thing just blows my mind. Like how such a simple ingredient, and people use it for so many hacks. But I'm going to have to let you go. I feel so bad taking your time, Tony.
I loved it. I'm so pleased that we've been able to chat for so long. It's been brilliant.
You've been so generous with your time. I know you only give 45 minutes. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much. I want to know if people are listening right now, where's the best place to find you?
They can go to tonywrighton.com. And if people would like to read the book, then it's called When Life is a Bit Meh, You Need Energy. And it contains a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about. And I am going to report back to you both on my spermidine adventures.
Yes, please.
Yes, I need more male feedback as well. So please get back to me. I'm going to have all the information, because you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you got your website, the histamine intolerance site. I'm going to have links to your book. They can buy it on Amazon. Is there a better place to buy it other than Amazon, or is that a good?
Amazon is the best and easiest place to buy it. Yeah.
Oh, so grateful for all your time. Thank you so much. Guys, get the book. It's going to be the best and easiest read to get. It's a great reference as well for all of this stuff that we just talked about. We just gave you a little tiny taste of what's in the book. The book is so much more. So I hope to have you back, Tony. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's it for today's podcast. Let me know how you get on with Oxytec. I think it's a good one, Oxytec, and not many people use it. And as I say, I have long tried to find a substitute that isn't as expensive and is easier to get as well, because you have to buy Oxitec from Dulwich Health, which is again quite a niche supplement seller in the UK, and I don't even know if they ship to the US, but they probably do. And each pot is about 50 quid, but it lasts 3 or 4 months. But yeah, if you've got something which is the same product, then let me know. And it can't be similar, it's got to be the same. Because I've long looked, I've tried various similar products, similar looking products that are sold on Amazon, and it's not the same, doesn't work as well. That is almost it for this week's podcast. This show is brought to you by Inside Tracker. If you want to optimize and biohack and be at your best, it's worth doing some detailed health testing. And I've been using this company that can do it all at home. And I'm really enjoying using this at the moment because I am feeling good after my holiday, and it's satisfying to do the tracking when you're feeling good, isn't it? Inside Tracker is an ultra-personalized performance system that analyzes data from your blood, DNA, lifestyle, and fitness tracker to help you optimize your body and reach your health and wellness goals. And I do think that tracking is one of the most important parts of biohacking. If you want to get a discount, you can visit the website, which is insidetracker.com/zestology. It's insidetracker.com/zestology. If you go to that page, you'll get a big discount, 25% off. So a quarter off. There's a cheesy picture of me on there as well. And please do let me know what you think, because I'm very proud to partner with podcast partners that I'm fully aligned with. And as I've said before, I couldn't possibly accept far more money from the likes of McDonald's, even if they wanted to sponsor this podcast, which they probably don't. It's got to be ones that I use all the time and I believe in, and I like the people. And Inside Tracker fits that bill. So it's insidetracker.com/zestology. You get 25% off if you go to that page. And let me know how you get on. Now, just before you go, I want to tell you about next week's podcast, which is with Deborah Wayne. Deborah. I should check that before next week, shouldn't I? But this is a great podcast. Gets a bit woo-woo. You need a lot of... I want you to be skeptical when you listen, but I think you might quite enjoy this one. I'm not going to tell you any more at the moment, but by next week, I will have the pronunciation of her name correct, and we will be speaking to Deborah Wayne, or Deborah. See you then.